this edition of News Now on ET Now. Let's take a look at the first story of the day then. Ethanol is in focus. In the big news that we're tracking this hour, Centre has allowed sugar mills to divert up to 1.7 million metric tons of sugar for ethanol production. The move comes a week after the ban on sugar mills using cane juice or sugar syrup for ethanol due to the likelihood of sugar shortage in the country. Sameer Dikshit is standing by on the phone line with more details. Sameer?
The government has revised its order on ethanol. In the latest move, the government has given the flexibility to the sugar mills and distilleries to use sugarcane juice or sugarcane syrup along with B-heavy molasses for the production of ethanol. The decision comes almost after a week because earlier the government has decided to and has issued the instructions to the sugar mills and distilleries that they will not be using sugarcane syrup and juice for the production of ethanol. But in the revised order, the government has given this flexibility but has also issued an overall cap of 17 lakh tons, that this 17 lakh tons of sugar can be diverted for making of ethanol for the ongoing year, which is from November to October. The notification has been issued, and as per the notification, the OMCs will issue the revised order to the mills and distilleries that what specific quantum that they are ordering. In addition to this, the sugar mills and distilleries, they have been clearly directed that to that particular quantity or the order that they will be receiving from the OMCs, only that will be to that extent the sugar will be diverted for the production of ethanol, and this notification comes into effect immediately. So now the specific quantum will be released by the OMCs. Earlier we have seen that with this decision where the earlier government disallowed the use of sugarcane syrup and juice for making of ethanol, this made the entire sugar industry into a very confusing position. Even we have seen that the sugar industry and also other important stakeholders, they met with the petroleum secretary and even the PMO officials. Now seeking the viewpoint of the sugar industry, the government issued the revised order, and up to 17 lakh tons of sugar, that the overall cap that has been put, it could be diverted for the production of ethanol. And in addition to this, the government has also said that B heavy molasses and C heavy molasses will be continued to be used for the production of ethanol.
Well, thanks, Sameer, for that update. Let's stay with the story then. We also have M Manickam, who's the CMD at Sakthi Sugar, joining in on the show. Good afternoon. So the recent decision of allowing sugarcane juice, does that meaningfully sort of change anything for the industry? How are you looking at it?
No, actually, the abrupt decision of cancellation of that has been reversed. So that will probably help. But, the doubt always remains that the government can always exercise its power every time. So you're not sure about whether this is a long-term policy or a short-term policy.
Right. So there needs to be more clarity on that. But how are you, of the 825 crore litre of ethanol to be supplied to the OMCs, how much was supposed to be produced via using sugarcane juice?
Yeah, that's actually via sugarcane juice or bee molasses we can do. And what we have to do is take a decision as to which one is possible. You don't know, the government is going to decide which route you're going to use. That's the problem. So government is going to decide whether it's going to be bee molasses, sea molasses, or juice. So if I start doing investments, what do I do my investment based on? Do I look at long-term policy or do I look at ad hoc policy?
So that definitely is something that needs to be, that needs more clarity. But when you're looking at this 17 lakh tons of cap, Mr. Manickam, how does that particularly come into play?
This cap is okay for the current year. I mean, this current year you're talking about 1.7 million, which is fine. I mean, that's not a problem. But term, we need to see what is going to be the clarity, because the basic problem, the government doesn't want the sugar prices to go up. And we have the lowest sugar prices in the world. So there's no logic why the sugar prices should not go from what it is there today. So that is a basic problem that we always have, and we've had for the last 50 years. And, sugar prices are not a holy cow. They also have to be, if petroleum can go from 10 rupees to 70 rupees, 100 rupees, why can't sugar go from 30 rupees to 50 rupees?
So the lowest sugar prices in the world, and that is a concern. The prices need to perk up. But in terms of other concerns, is there anything specific that you're penciling in? Are there any other challenges that you're looking at in terms of policy measures or even the implementation per se?
Nothing really, nothing particularly, except that the fact the government reserves to interfere in the sector completely. That's the only thing. But I mean, that's given because of the sugar prices. Finally, we come back to the sugar prices, whether we are going to allow the sugar prices to move.
This measure at this point?
We are agnostic. Actually, we don't have investment in ethanol to a large extent. And we are not invested with this sector because we are not sure about the policy. So for us, it's actually, we are quite agnostic to this situation.
Right. So you did talk about prices as well. So I just wanted to scratch that point further. But in terms of prices globally, you've seen the prices taking a breather, and this is largely because of the expectations of increased supply from Brazil. So in terms of global prices, are you expecting more of a fall in sugar prices globally?
Not very much, because the consumption has gone up, and production now with a lot of ethanol diversion from Brazil and other countries. So I think the higher price of sugar are here to stay. Right now, imported sugar will be 60, 70 rupees. We are not looking at 60, 70. Even that 38, 39 we have should go to about 45.
Right. And in terms of production also, there has been a sharp fall in production to the tune of about 10.65% in the first 2 months of the season. So do you expect production to ramp up in the next few months?
Not until the monsoons pick up and the cane prices are increased, which means the sugar prices have to go up. So, I mean, the price signal has to be given to the farmer to compete with other crops. That is going to be, again, another issue where we need the higher prices for cane, which means we need a higher prices for sugar. I mean, the all comes back in a circle, man. It's a single point problem, and government has to take a call on how to solve it.
Right. So we do hope that there's more clarity on this. But my last question for you is that in terms of any additional measures that the association has recommended and to the government regarding increasing sugar production, is there anything additional?
See, I mean, we had so many commissions where they said the government should not interfere in anything. But unfortunately, that's not been there. So this industry should be totally decontrolled, without any government interference. So that is a basic long-term policy which they have to look at.
All right, got it. Thank you so much for joining in this
Thank you,
afternoon, Mr. Manickam.